Hey there guys, this is Pharaoh2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward, almost at Phoenix Wright. The last time we left off, we solved the puzzle within the Golem Bay, I believe that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. But right as we left, someone said, "Hold up, Governor," in a really bad, well not bad accent, but you know, an accent. So let's see what the hell that's all about. This probably can't be good. Was that you, Luna?
No.
Then Alice?
You honestly think a voice that coarse could come from a throat as fine as this?
Then...
Oh yeah, that was me, mate. Oi, over here.
Sigma, look! What is that?
Oh, blimey, that hurts. Ain't right for a fellow's back to feel like this.
Is this normal? Is this where we're going at here? Okay then. Robots. It's a robot.
And it's talking. With an accent.
Can't help it, Flower. Didn't choose to talk like this, not by half. Now, Alice, darling, do I rightly recollect you characterising my speech as coarse? Why, that's right cruel it is. You really think I asked for this? See, they figured they'd give us all what you call them, personality. Some tosser thought they'd give me this one. It ain't right, I tell you.
So they're not freak. See, if this is me, I would freak out. I wouldn't just say, "Oh, look, a robot that's speaking." I don't know what to think here. Okay, so what the hell are you?
Cooper.
If you're a barrel maker, I'm an astronaut.
Right you are, me old son. Right you are. Well, go on, have a butcher's, mate. What do I look like to you? Robot, you say? Well, nearly there, but they call us Golems round here.
Golem? Oh, I've heard of golems. They're sort of monsters, I guess, from Jewish folklore. They're made from clay, and they look like men. They're supposed to do whatever their master, or creator, or whatever commands them to do.
Well, aren't you a clever bird? You are, of course, correct. The Golem of myth is a clay creation that moves under its own power. Our spellings are might different, though. The original blokes are spelt G-O-L-E-M, but me and me mates are G-A-U-L-E-M. That's an acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labour Electronic Machine. And the truth to tell, it's a bit rubbish when you write it out all like that, but I figure they wanted to make sure they had the Golem thing in there, you know, what with us being robots and all.
So, should I just call you Golem?
That don't seem quite kosher. After all of me mates here are golems too. I couldn't very well call all of you lot human, could I?
What should we call you, then?
Well, we've all got a product ID, and they're unique. I figure that's as good a name as any.
And your ID is?
GTM-CM-G-OLM.
Whoa!
That's way too long. We can't remember that.
What? You taking the mickey out of me? Never had a problem myself. Right then, let's just use the last bit, shall we?
G-O-L-M? Golem.
That's what I was just going to say. Come on, man, it's just Golem.
Well, I'll be buggered.
Golem, Golem. People pronounce it both ways. Whatever. I'll just do whatever.
Can't say I ever noticed that before. Sure, it's a strange coincidence, isn't it?
Alright, Golem, whatever. You said Alice Darling a little bit ago, right?
What? A gentleman can't say something nice to a pretty young bird, eh?
No, I don't care if you call her Darling. What I'm saying is, you called her Alice. How did you know her name?
Oh, Oh, she ain't the only one of you lot whose name I know. I know who you are, Sigma, and you too, Luna. I'm right familiar with all 9 of you.
How?
You don't know? Oh, they got cameras all over this place. Well, then again, the lenses aren't much bigger than a screw. And they're all hidden away, so I suppose I can't really blame you for missing them, you know? Now, as I was saying, there were these cameras, you see, and all of the data they record gets sent off to the mainframe in real time. So, I just gave the main core a ring, got those videos, and now I know everything you've done.
Then,
Does that mean...
You're Zero Junior?
Cool, blimey. Are you bleeding serious? Oh, you gotta be off your box if you think I'm Young Master Zero. The Young Master is a right proper AI what supervises all the electronic bits and bobs in this place. My humble self, and those with the misfortune to be like me, are more akin to computer terminals who are merely borrowing a little bit of the central core.
so golems are kind of like Zero Junior's servants?
No, not quite, Governor, not quite. I'd say me and me mates here are more like arms and legs, right? Now, you lot don't have brains in your arms and legs, do you?
Of course not.
Right you are, missus. It'd be all sorts of nasty if your elbows and that lumpy bit on your ankle was all packed with brains. Well, we're like your arms or legs. The Golem's seat of consciousness, so to speak, ain't in the head. Fact of the matter is, it's not anywhere in the body. Which makes a fellow wonder, where is it?
In the mainframe?
Spot on. So that part of me what thinks is in the mainframe. Everything this here body sees and hears and what have you, that all gets sent back there. Then the mainframe does some sort of computery jiggery pokery and comes up with some decisions, and those decisions beget commands. Now those commands are sent over the wireless like whoop whoop whoop, and eventually my body picks them up. Finally, those commands cause actions what move the various bits in my body. That's why this thing's like a computer terminal, you see. The body's just an output device of sorts. If we were talking about one of them personal computers here, you could say a golem's kind of like a monitor, right?
Huh? Wait a minute. Then wouldn't that make you part of Zero Junior?
Well, I suppose you could say that. What with us sharing the mainframe and all. But I don't know shit all about this game he's running. That part of the mainframe's locked away from the rest of us. I'm an independent core. Zero and I are 2 different blokes. You recollect what Golem stands for, huh? I'm autonomous.
But if that's the case, your hands and feet analogy doesn't really make sense then. My arms and legs aren't autonomous. They don't just move on their own.
You sure, Governor? I watched you cross your arms just now.
Huh?
And now you're frowning and your forehead's getting all wrinkly. Do you do these things on purpose? Well, when you crossed your arms, were you thinking, right then, let's cross them, shall we? Curl on down then, mouth. Oh, and eyebrows. I'd be much obliged if you'd squeeze in a bit. There's a good pair of blokes. That's what you was thinking, innit? No? Didn't reckon so. I figured you did all of that subconsciously. Ain't no man on earth who says to himself, feeling a mite nervous, I'll just twitch me leg around a bit, you know? Who's thinking real hard about something and says to themselves, well, I think I'll just give the old loaf a scratch, that'll help. How's about when you reach for your tea? When you turn a page in your book? Or what about when your eyes just go straight for the pair on that bird you fancy? Yeah, the list goes on, me chums. But all of those things are your subconscious at work. Now, true, when part of your body does something, it's because your brain said so. But that don't mean your conscious mind is involved. Fact is, it can't be. If your brain had to deal with all the piddly bits of living, it'd make you balmy. That's how us golems and the young master get along. You got it all sorted now, chums?
Then you're saying that Zero Junior is the central part of the mainframe, and the golems are like his hands and feet?
Righto! Blimey. Guess I shouldn't be talking about such heavy rubbish, eh? My shoulders are all stiff.
You're a robot. How can your shoulders get stiff?
And you said your back hurt earlier. Are you just messing with us?
Yes, I did. And no, I ain't. Me back is a right mess, it is. Last maintenance check, they just left me here. I've been on this bed here for years. The lubricant for me joints is all gummed up. Every time I move, it hurts.
But why did you wake up again after all this time?
Why do you think, love? 'Cause you lot turned me on, is why. Especially that other missus over there.
Oh yeah, that butt on top of the safe.
Right you are, Governor.
Can you come with us then? The others need to see this.
No, I can't, and more's a pity. I can only go as far as this cable here will let me. I got internal batteries, but they're knackered. Matter of fact, that's why I was here for maintenance in the first place. The same goes for these other blokes too. Of course, they ain't connected to a power cable like I am, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
I see. So, you aren't gonna answer my question?
Huh? What question is that?
I asked you how your shoulders can get stiff if you're a robot.
Right, so you did. Not sure why you've got a bug up your arse about that particular issue, though.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really important, but I'm just curious, I suppose.
Curious, are you? Oh, that's a good word, that is. A good, powerful word. The kind of word that will set any robot's heart to flutter. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Just lend me your lords and peers for a tick. So, how can a robot get stiff shoulders? And what does pain mean to a robot? Tell me, Guff, you ever heard of the Chinese room?
Without waiting for an answer, Golem launched into his explanation. Somewhere, a pretty young girl is trapped in a tiny room. Besides, I have no idea what the hell the Chinese room is. Yeah, I just don't know. The door to the room has a slot, and a number of Chinese people outside the room can use to slide slips of paper to the girl. On the pieces of paper are questions written, naturally, in Chinese. Unfortunately, the young lady has no idea what the questions say. But then how could she? She's never learned Chinese. Apart from a Hong Kong action movie or two in college, she's never even heard of it. So for this unfortunate young lady, each note looks like nothing more than a bunch of strange symbols. Before she was locked away, she was given an order. Specifically, she was told to write an appropriate response to each question she received and slip that answer back through the slot. Once the Chinese questions begin to show up, however, she finds herself at a loss. "Oh dear," she says to herself. "Why? I can't read these at all. Whatever am I to do?" It is at that moment that she spots a bookshelf. The bookshelf is filled with thick books. Upon examining them, she discovers that they are some sort of Chinese phrase books. They have no explanation of what anything means, but show Chinese responses to Chinese questions. Am I supposed to use these? The questions keep coming. More and more and more of them. She finds a set of characters that correspond to the set of characters on the paper and carefully writes out the indicated response. "How's it going?" "It's awful. Please get me out of here." "Are you hungry?" "Yes, I am. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast." Here to give her some twice-cooked pork. "Are you full?" "Yes, although I don't think my stomach liked it very much." "Do you have a boyfriend?" "Yes, I'm dating a reggae dancer." "Okay." "When was your first kiss?" "When I was 14. He was a grade ahead of me in school." "What color of underwear are you wearing?" "Black." Okay, she answered it. Okay, thank you. "What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get out of this room?" "Beat the stuffing out of whoever's sending me these questions with the pan you cooked that twice-cooked pork in." All of these questions were written in Chinese, and the answers were also written in Chinese. All the young lady did was accurately copy the symbols from the phrase books onto the slips of paper, with no idea what any of it meant. Incidentally, she doesn't have a dancer boyfriend. In fact, she's never even kissed a boy. Also, she's wearing white underwear. Anyway.
Yes?
Is there any particular reason this girl is, pretty? Or why we need to know what color underwear she's wearing?
Can't say there is. Just tickles me fancy, I guess. But the prettier the bird is, the more fun the story is, isn't it?
Exactly!
What?
What?
Right. Well, what I wanted to say was this. All them Chinese blokes outside the room didn't know nothing about them books what she had. So it follows that they would have thought whoever was inside spoke Chinese just like them. You see? After all, far as they can tell, they're having a nice little chinway with one of their countrymen.
Okay, interesting, but what does that have to do with your shoulders? Or a robot feeling pain?
You thick? I feel pain when my body's having a spot of bother. Well, hold up, mate, this ain't right. We keep this up and we're buggered. If things go really pear-shaped, we'll be brown bread. So says the central computer to itself, seeing that things are a bit bollocksed. In the interest of extricating my body from this unpleasant predicament, the mainframe sends out a signal over the wireless, and my software interprets that signal as pain, and I stop doing whatever daft thing I was doing. It's the same, innit? Just like the Chinese room.
So you're saying the robots feel pain differently than humans, right?
Use your loaf, missy. You listen to a word I've said. A human feels pain when you do something you shouldn't, like sit your bum down on a tack, right? Same thing for us robots. If you feel like being clever about it, there ain't really that much different between a human and a robot. Forget all about that mainframe and signal bollocks, and us golems ain't that different from the bird in the room. So think about it, love. How do you know humans ain't the same, just without all the electronic-y pony, huh? What if, when someone asks you a question, all you're doing is pulling out the right answer from some sort of phrase book in your brain? Ain't no way to prove that, of course, but far as I can see, there ain't no reason to. I mean, it's all the same, innit? If you're actually a thinking creature, or if you're just some kind of language processing machine. All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person. You want to live a normal life? That's all you need to know.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Lay it on me, Governor.
Why'd you stop us?
Ah, right you are, mate. Right you are. Got so carried away I near forgot. Haven't seen anyone for yonks, and I got a mite excited is all.
Ugh, just spit it out.
Right. Well, there was something I wanted to tell you lot.
What was it?
Patience, darling. Now, I know I might look a bit out of sorts in a moment, but I ain't really supposed to. Same thing for the rest of the blokes here. Fact is, the reason we look a bit like skeletons is because we are a bit like skeletons. There's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes us look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle of...
Command violation. Rogue processes detected. Product ID GTMCMGOLM. Executing emergency deactivation. Unit GTMCMGOLM now inactive. No other rogue processes detected in additional Golem platforms. Returning to surveillance mode.
Did Zero just shut him down?
It looks like it.
Damn it!
I wonder what he was trying to tell us.
See, right in the middle of...
Right in the middle of what?
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What the hell?
Someone on the other team must have opened it.
Shit. How would he do that?
We have to hurry.
Right, let's go. So that was interesting, to say the least. But it's making me wonder, when you mentioned the whole ABT thing, that they can, like, look pretty much human. Oh man, I feel plot twists coming. If not now, then later on. If the game pulls solve something like that, then I don't even know what to do. I mean... Huh. Oh, geez, I don't know. That would be something if, oh man, I don't know. Let's just leave it off. We'll just, leave it for right now. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Phi, Dio, and K. Hey! What the hell, guys?
Why did you open the AB gate before everyone got back?
I apologize. We only turned away for a moment.
Dio opened it.
You got a problem with that?
Of course we do.
Why? I don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up.
This isn't about promises. Are you stupid or just an asshole? Both.
Probably both.
There we go.
We were able to get back here in time. But what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get back in time?
Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Didn't you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. Seems pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time? They'll all get set to ally and all three of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty happy to get 2 more. And that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me.
Didn't you guys find a note?
What? What's this?
We found it in our safe. Read it.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys.
He's right.
There was no such note in our safe.
Oh, well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this. Of
Really?
course.
I'm worried about the others. If time runs out,
They'll be penalized, yes.
I know.
Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him.
He seemed a little off before we headed into the chromatic doors.
This is bad.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago. Okay, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna like where this is gonna go. It took me only a moment to spot her. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. She was looking at... What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I was about to head over there and see what was going on when... Whoa, hey guys.
Quark! Has Quark been here?
Did something happen to him?
He disappeared.
Disappeared? What do you mean?
I mean, he's gone. We can't find him anywhere. When was the last time you saw him?
We were heading back here.
Tenmyoji and I went into the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us.
We turned around and started calling for him, but...
When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come.
And you couldn't find him?
Right.
We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge.
So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary.
But he wasn't there either.
All right. We need to split up. If we can't find him in any of the Floor A rooms, we'll move to Floor B.
Okay. I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Right, you do that. Oh, jeez. I hope everything's okay. Although I hate the music that's playing right now. And I really gotta end the episode. This is probably a perfect place to do so. What a very eventful episode it's been. The whole thing about Golem. So, the way they pronounce certain words in this game is a little different from at least how I would say things, or most people would. Like the way they say penalized, they say penalized. From personally, I know a lot of people say penalized, not penalized. Or how do you spell Dano? You know, D-O-N-N-O, or well, that's different. But so that's like Golem. It's whatever. In any case, I hope everything is okay in the next episode, but I'm kind of doubting it. In any case, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward. I'll see you guys later.